Back to the subject of reaction. Faith, your faith, my faith is shown not by what we profess, not by how loudly we chant truth, but by our reaction to appearances. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment, said the Master. Do you see that? The very moment we pick a side in the realm of appearances, the moment we are for or against the picture the senses parade before us, that moment our power seeps out of us like water through a cracked vessel. Power abides with the one who refuses to react, who will not be drawn into approval or condemnation of the flickering scene. Now, what are these appearances? Today they are the headlines and the polling numbers. Tomorrow they are the hot voice across your kitchen table. In 5 minutes they are the post you want to answer with fire. They come wearing the costume of urgency, politics, economics, family heat, and they whisper, "Take a side or you are faithless." No, these are temptations of the wilderness, and the wilderness has many names. "Get thee behind me" is not hatred for the picture, it is indifference to its bait. We are on the middle path when we neither fear, love, nor hate any appearance. All right? Are you seeing that when you stand there without siding with mother or brother, boss or subordinate, party or platform, you are not withdrawing love, you are withdrawing consent from hypnosis? Here is our question, and it will test you before the day is done. Can you bring forth harmony without joining anyone's reaction? Can you be present as presence so that the peacemaker in you, blessed are the peacemakers, is not a human referee at all, but the quiet transparency through which Christ's activity appears? The wrath of man, Scripture tells us, worketh not the righteousness of God. So your fury will not heal, your cleverness will not reconcile, your brilliant points will not lift a single burden, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. Do not come to me for human advice, I have none. Do not ask for strategies to make your side win. There are no sides in God. Never enter the case humanly. Our only stand is in principle the one presence, the one power, the one life, appearing as all life. And the method, be still and know that I am God. Not stillness as a tactic, but as obedience. We sit inwardly until the fever of taking sides cools and the click of assurance comes. We permit timing to be God's, outcome to be God's, speech to be God's. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. That is the foundation. Refuse the bait, remain unreactive, and let the silence govern the scene. Then and only then does power return, not as ours, but as the effortless appearing of harmony. Now let us come to it straight. You are not facing a good side and a bad side. You are confronting one temptation presenting itself in two costumes, and that temptation is to react. The faces change, parent and child, labor and management, this faction and that, but the lure is the same. Pick me, defend me, strike for me. No. We have but one allegiance, and it is not to the side that hires us, flatters us, frightens us, or quotes us. Our allegiance is to principle the one presence, the one power, the one life. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. If that is true, you see, then there are not two powers wrestling. There is only one reality awaiting recognition through our non-reaction. Never enter the case humanly. Never desire to change appearances. Never give human advice. These are not pieties. They are safeguards. The middle path is not a compromise, it is consecration. Neither fear, love, nor hate any appearance. Stand there without emotional debt, owing no man anything but to love one another. Do you catch that? When you neither fear their threat, nor love their flattery, nor hate their sin, you are free of hypnosis. The moment you hope one side wins, even the side that engaged you, you have already forfeited the only leverage you carry. which is spiritual neutrality. All right? How then do we proceed? Ignore the person, get to the principle, refuse the bait of biography, who said what, who did what, who deserves what. Sit, if only within yourself, until the silence answers. When the inner click comes, speech will be given you in that hour, or none will be needed. Take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour. That is Christ activity governing, not your cleverness. You will find that the solution presented may bless both sides without vindicating either personality, because the blessing is not in persons, it is in the revealed order of God. You ask, but won't appearances run wild if I do not act? The Master did not paper the world with opinions. He lifted consciousness. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Lift, do not lunge. Hold to principle until the heat loses your consent and the workable way appears of itself. Sometimes it is a word, sometimes it is a pause, sometimes it is a rearrangement none of the debaters could imagine. But it never comes from partisanship. The wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. So, practice this holy refusal. No sides, no stories, no saviors, only principle. Be the transparency of the one, stand still, silent within, and let Christ's activity take the field. Then watch as harmony appears, not because you won, but because you would not be baited. Now we must face a word we have bandied about so freely that it has lost its edge. Power. What is power? If by power you mean the leverage to make appearances obey your preference, then hear me. The moment you conceive of power that way, you have dropped into the arena and you have no power at all. You are back to swords and shields, better arguments and louder voices, and the Master said, my kingdom is not of this world. Power, as we speak it here, is not the muscle to make a side win. It is the presence that dissolves side. Do you see that? The wrath of man can beat drums. It cannot bring forth God's righteousness. Now take the shock and let it set you free. God isn't mind. God isn't even soul. God is not power. Nobody knows what God is. The minute you name it, you have turned it into an object for your use, an idol to haul into your campaigns, and idols cannot save. Don't turn to God to defeat the other side. That is still side-taking in religious clothing. Thou shalt have no other gods before me means also this. Thou shalt not make a god of outcomes, of causes, of holy slogans, and then drag the infinite to endorse your program. Be willing, if you would know God, to release God from your plans and release yourself from the necessity to win. What then is our way? Not better statements, not more emphatic affirmations, not cleverer logic. True transformation proceeds from God contact, and God contact is not achieved by taking thought. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, said the prophet. There must come, before any word, the split second of silence. For some of you, it will be a breath. For others, a long, hollow stillness, in which the case, the personalities, and your preferences fall through a trap door, and there is only presence. In that contact, guidance, not willpower, appears. Speech will be given you or withheld. Movement will arise or be checked. It is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Learn to distinguish truth-taking from truth contact. Truth-taking is what the human mind does, piling statements upon statements, as if one more verse could overrule a fever of opinion. Truth contact is what happens when the mind ceases its quarrel and yields to the still small voice. Then you will find the case is not solved by an argument at all, it dissolves. The heat loses your consent. A way none had imagined opens where there was only gridlock. The battle is the Lord's, and when you refrain from claiming a victory, you watch victories that bless without vanquishing. So stop using God. Be still until God's presence uses you. Refuse to harness the holy to your haste. Stand in that middle path where neither fear, love, nor hate of appearances drives you, and let the unseen governance take its own time. Be still and know that I am God. Not power as the world counts it, but presence revealed. And you quiet, transparent, obedient, become the witness of it. Now let us name the culprit plainly, so that you cease punishing your cousin, your boss, your feed. It is not your cousin, and it is not your boss, and it is not the feed. It is an impersonal mesmerism, a universal belief in reaction and in the contagion of emotion, a belief that travels like a draft under the door and convinces you that if you do not flare at once, you are faithless or unsafe. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, says Scripture, and I would add, we wrestle not even against minds and institutions. We face a drift of universal belief that the moment it is unmasked as impersonal, loses the only leverage it seemed to have your consent. You see, outrage is not personal sin so much as it is atmosphere, an air of urgency that says, pick a side, strike now, prove your righteousness by your heat. The world has built machines to carry this air, algorithms and alerts and trending flames, all right? Let them trend. Algorithms can magnify suggestion, but they cannot create law. There is one lawgiver, and outrage is not it. The belief in emotional contagion has no law to support it, once recognized. The Master said, the prince of this world cometh, and hath nothing in me. Why nothing? Because there was no consent, no reaction, no belief in a second power. The whole apparatus depends on your agreement. That reaction is required. Withdraw that agreement and the machine wheezes. So train yourself not to hate the machine, not to fight the faces it uses, but to recognize the impersonal nature of the suggestion. Say within yourself, and say it often until it takes root, this has nothing to do with this person. This is a universal belief, powerless when unmasked. Right now, I nullify any seeming effect from a universal belief. Do you see the pivot? You are not damning a brother, you are dissolving a hypnotism. You are not suppressing your voice, you are freeing your hearing to catch the still small voice. And then, as always, insert the split second of silence before you type, before you speak, before you frown. In that breath, the bait falls away, and with it the pressure to perform righteousness in public. Neither resist nor support the machine. Resist not evil did not mean endorse it. It meant refuse to enter its terms. If you fight outrage with counter-outrage, you feed it. If you cheer it because it happens to wear your cause today, you feed it. Stand still, silent within, acknowledging one presence, one power. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Not even a weapon of trending fury, because weapons require a battlefield, and you have declined to step upon it. Algorithms run on attention. Universal beliefs run on consent. Withdraw both. Let them have nothing in you. And notice what follows. When the fog is seen as fog, you stop blaming faces in the mist. Compassion arises without partisanship. You may still act, you may still speak, but it will not be reaction, it will be response governed by presence. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renew it thus. There is only one power. Outrage is an impersonal mesmerism. Seen as nothing, it loses my consent and its seeming power. Stand there and watch the heat pass by as wind over still water. Now we practice. Before the day makes a single demand, we consecrate the day to non-reaction. Morning, pause, not long, but true. Sit open-palmed and admit, I can of mine own self do nothing. Then be still, no phrases, No plans until there is the bare sense of presence, the hush behind the breath. Midday, pause again. Step out of the traffic inwardly, as if you had closed a door. When thou prayest, enter into thy closet, not a room but a silence, and shut the door on personalities and outcomes. Evening, pause once more. Release the day from autopsy and yourself from heroics. Let patience have her perfect work. These three pauses are not penance. They are pre-consecration, installing the habit of silence before the day asks for it. Pray without ceasing does not mean chatter without ceasing. It means keep the line open. Now in motion at the doorway, at the ring of the phone, at the send button, there must come a split second of silence. Not a thought, not even a beautiful truth taken up by the human mind, but the laying down of mind for a breath. You see the name, the news, the face. You feel the pull to defend or strike, and you stop, breathe once. Within quietly, I can of mine own self do nothing. The Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. Then wait for the click. Sometimes the click is a warmth, sometimes a loosening, sometimes only the absence of push. If it comes, you will know. If it does not, do not move the piece on the board. After the click, the rule is simple. If a word is given, speak it. Take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour. If no word is given, remain still. Better a holy hush than a clever sentence. Never enter the case humanly. Do not weigh who is right or wrong. Do not recruit God to your preferred outcome. Yield the field to principle and watch, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord. Then refuse the debrief habit. No post-mortem, no side-picking after the fact. Don't count victories or tell the story to make your part look wise. Judge not according to the appearance. Let God have its perfect work. The sap in the branch is not improved by your commentary on the fruit. Leave it. Let maturity bring to light. And here is your guardrail. If agitation spikes, withdraw kindly, say, "Excuse me one moment," and step back into the closet of silence. Log off, walk around the building. Better silence than clever speech, better absence than a presence inflamed. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth, keep the door of my lips. Do this moment by holy moment, and you will find speech given that heals, or a quiet that disarms, and in either case, not by might nor by human power, but by spirit. Insert silence before speech. Let inner contact govern the next move. This is the method. Keep it, and it will keep you. Now let us come home, where the test is nearest and the stakes feel highest. Picture it. The table is set, the steam is rising from the dishes, and the conversation turns as it will from the weather to the world. A parent and an adult child lock horns, strong words, old injuries rising in new clothes. The room divides, eyes turn, and they are waiting for you to choose, to certify the reasonable side and put your weight on it. Do you see the bait? The minute you align, even with the side that sounds sober, you have joined appearances. You have walked into the courtroom as counsel for one litigant, and in that instant, you have surrendered your only authority, which is invisibly spiritual. The wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. Your clever defense will not heal a single root of bitterness. Never enter the case humanly. All right. What then, here, with the gravy about to spill? You withdraw inwardly. You keep your hands gentle with the bread, and within you step into the closet. When thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, shut it on personalities, on outcomes, on your history with both of them. Breathe once. I can of mine own self do nothing. The Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. Then behold Christ as the only identity seated at every place setting. Not two hotheads and one referee, but one life, appearing as father, as daughter, as you. One mind knowing itself in many names. Ye are all one in Christ Jesus. In that beholding, the bait loses its hook. If a sentence is given you, it will not be a slogan and it will not be a side. It may be as soft as this: here we are safe with one another, or we can be honest without harm, or there is enough love at this table for every fear. That is principle, shared safety, shared truthfulness, shared enoughness, never the party line, never the clever statistic. A soft answer turneth away wrath, not because softness wins, but because softness is not a combatant, and if no sentence is given, pass the peas and be still. Better the hush of presence than a brilliant indictment. Be still and know that I am God. Do not watch for effect like a stage manager. Outcome is not your office. Calm may spread as dew. The topic may shift of itself to the pie. A child may laugh and break the spell, or there may be a pause that blesses the evening like a sailor in the Psalms. Let patience have her perfect work. And if, for this hour, harmony requires a gentle separation, another room, a walk around the block, or even the end of the meal, let's have it. Sometimes a separation is very spiritual. Sometimes it is the only door through which quiet can enter. Come out from among them and be ye separate is not a rejection of persons. It is a refusal of hypnotism. Then afterward, no debriefing, no victory lap, no late night call to say which side behaved worst. Judge not according to the appearance. Leave the harvest to the one who knows how to ripen hearts. At home, your non-reaction becomes the doorway through which harmony can enter. You stand there, neither fearing, loving, nor hating the appearance, and the government rests upon his shoulder. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Be the transparency, nothing for or against, through which the light that is already here may finally be seen. Now carry this into the room where tempers wear suits. The calendar is cruel. The budget is bleeding. Leadership is pounding on the table for results. Staff are burned and bristling, and the air is full of old grievances dressed up as new data. They will look to you to certify a camp. Stand with capital or stand with labor. Back the deadline or back the people. Be practical or be pastoral. Do you see the bait? The minute you enter as a partisan, yes, even with the reasonable side, you have joined the appearance, and power slips through your fingers. No man can serve two masters, and you cannot serve God while serving a side. Never enter the case humanly. Never desire to change appearances. All right? What then? Within yourself, close the door. When thou prayest, enter into thy closet. In the midst of charts and timelines, you take that split second of silence until the clamor loosens and you feel the bare sense of presence. Acknowledge one presence, one power, one intelligence governing this enterprise as surely as it governs a lily's unfolding. Neither for capital nor for labor, neither for management nor for the floor, Christ is the only identity present, appearing as CFO, as foreman, as project lead, as you. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. If that is so, supply is not a tug of war, it is a revelation awaiting consent. Then, when you are inwardly quieted, ask the single principled question that serves the whole, and then be still. What meets the need without penalty, let that hang. Not what wins for my camp. Not who blinks first. What meets the need without penalty? If a word is given you, it will be plain, free of rhetoric, often smaller than the egos in the room are expecting. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pictures of silver. You may say, for 2 weeks, a pilot, staggered hours to hit the date, no overtime, charged with a review at day 14. If metrics miss by 5%, we extend the timeline, no blame. Then stop, no selling, no pleading. Take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour. And if your suggestion is dismissed, release it. Don't fight, don't flinch, don't explain. If the one that engaged you wants to lose, that's his business. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, shake off the dust of your feet. Your office is not to force the day's success. Your office is to be non-reactive transparency so that the unseen governance can have its perfect work. Don't look at your demonstration day by day. Let maturity bring to light. Stay there, silent within, while personalities spend their oxygen. You will see it. The room flames, then sputters, then thins. Outrage cannot burn without consent. Debate cannot churn without an adversary. You have given it nothing to push against. The battle is the Lord's. Often, just then, the third way rises from a mouth that was arguing 5 minutes ago. What if we freeze non-essential spend instead of head count and roll the feature set in 2 drops? Or if we shift testing to the vendor for this sprint, the team keeps nights, the ship date holds. No one wins, and yet the need is met without penalty. That is the mark. Not triumph, but fitness. Not applause, but rightness. Understand this and rest. In business, neutrality to appearances invites the workable way to reveal itself. You are not the horse that pulls the cart. You are the stillness that lets the right horse appear. Stand there, neither fearing, loving, nor hating any appearance, and watch order take the field, not by might nor by human power, but by spirit. Now we turn to the street with no sidewalks to feed. You know its design, and I want you to see it as design, so you stop blaming faces in it. It is built to provoke reaction and harvest attention. That is all right. Machines do what machines are built to do. But listen, it is the same universal belief in a new costume, mesmerism, wearing pixels, algorithms, carrying the suggestion that righteousness equals speed and heat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, and not even against code and companies. We face a drift of impersonal pressure. The moment you unmask it as impersonal, it begins to lose the only strength that seemed to have your consent. So I ask of you a consecration. 7 days, just 7, of a fast from sides. For 7 days, no reactive posting. Read if you must read, but never enter the case humanly. Each time a surge rises, a headline, a comment, a taunt, stop, 60 seconds of silence. Set a timer if you need to. Close the door of your inner closet. Be not afraid. It is I. Breathe, and within say, I can of mine own self do nothing. The Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. Then do nothing until peace speaks. If peace does not speak, you do not speak. Scroll past in love or log off in love. Better your absence than your inflamed presence. Resist not evil does not mean approve it. It means refuse to fight it on its terms. Replace comment wars with witnessing. Not human rebuttals, but beholding. See through the names and avatars to one life. Christ, the only identity, appearing as neighbor and stranger alike. It is I. Be not afraid. Let that be your reply, and make it inwardly hold to one power. Right there, on your couch, with the screen glowing. Withdraw the bait that says, pick me, defend me, denounce me. You see what happens. The prince of this world cometh and finds nothing in you to hook. If After the silence, you are compelled to share, offer, practice, not position, neither for nor against. Bear witness to principle. A line like this: before we react, let's take 1 minute of quiet. Or, what meets the need without penalty? Or simply share a method: 3 breaths, 1 verse, a question of conscience, without advocacy, without the push to win. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Keep it small, no selling, then release it. If they do not receive you, shake the dust off quietly and measure nothing by likes, shares, reach. Don't look at your demonstration day by day. Let maturity bring to light. Your gauge is inner peace, not notifications. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Online, your refusal to feed the machine becomes a quiet ministry to the whole. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Withdraw consent from outrage. Insert silence before speech. And let the unseen governance govern the timeline as surely as the lilies of the field. Not by might, nor by human power, but by spirit. Stand still, even while you scroll, and see the salvation of the Lord. Now we must say a hard word to the habit that undoes so much good work. Abandon the scoreboard. Do not stand over your practice with a clipboard, taking notes on whether harmony appeared in minute 3 or minute 30. That is still reaction. That is still side-taking in a subtle address, the side of now against the side of not yet. In your patience possess ye your souls. Don't look at your demonstration day by day. Let maturity bring to light. Climate, not moments, is our testimony. You see, a house does not become warm because you stare at the thermostat. It becomes warm because the fire keeps. So keep the fire, silence, non-reaction, release, and let the temperature speak for itself. Consider Saul of Tarsus. The light broke upon him in a flash, yes, but do you think he went out the next morning to organize a movement? No. Years of inward struggle and silence before his voice took its true pitch. The seed sprouted, but the root had to take hold. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, not they that rush upon the Lord with outcomes. The Master himself could say, mine hour is not yet come. And if the teacher could wait upon an hour, who are we to force one? Fruit trees do not tug at their branches to hasten sweetness. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it. All right, wait, not as resignation, but as consecration to divine pacing. Understand this too. Delay is often protection. The door that doesn't open when you pound may be the door that would have trapped you in personalities, applause, or penalties you do not yet discern. Haste is the slyest form of side-taking. It allies with fear against faith, with pressure against principle. He that believeth shall not make haste. When you hurry, you quietly enthrone a second power time and then fight it. Stand still. Refuse to serve the clock as a god. If a step is withheld, bless the restraint. If a word is not given, let your silence do the speaking. The middle path is held by patience. It neither clutches tomorrow nor edits yesterday. Be still and know that I am God. So hold to rhythm, silence, non-reaction, release, and let climate announce what God has been doing in you. Morning, you enter the closet. In motion, you insert the split second. Afterward, you release the outcome. Do this. And over weeks and months, a new weather gathers about you. Colleagues soften without knowing why. Family meals lose their tinder. Your feed ceases to tempt. First the blade, then the ear, after that the full corn in the ear. You need not narrate it. You need only keep the fire. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Detach from timing. Let patience keep you on the middle path where God governs outcomes, and when the hour is ripe, you will find yourself already in it without push. without loss, in a rightness that requires no announcement. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Now, there are fires that laugh at your pauses, that burn through your best middleness, that do not cool when you log off in love. All right? For these the Master gave a word that ends our ingenuity. This kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Not prayer as petition, not fasting as a diet of foods. Prayer that is silence, and fasting that is abstinence from mental food, no statements, no theologies, no arguments, no vows. You see? When the blaze will not bow to your best practice, we surrender all practice into presence, and we keep vigil. Here is the stepladder for such hours. First, unmask the universal belief. Say within, this is not my father's temper or my child's illness or that board's stubbornness. This is a universal mesmerism, suggesting division, lawlessness, inevitability. Seen as impersonal, it loses claim upon me. Second, drop your theology. Yes, even the true phrases you love, drop them. Forget all the truth you ever knew. Nobody, by taking thought, can contact God. Third, relinquish personal clinging, outcomes, reputations, deadlines, even the hope that this will be the night. If any man come to me and hate not, that is, hold not above principle, father and mother and wife and children, he cannot be my disciple. Let go. Then enter bare silence. The vigil pattern is simple and it is stark. Sit quietly without asking, without seeking, without promising. Do not bargain, do not bless, do not plan. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. And then stop. Breathe and wait. There will come, if you sit without appetite for result, a click, tiny, soundless, contentless, a loosening. The case falls through a trapdoor and there is only presence. No message, no light show, just release. When it comes, you will know. If it does not come, remain or rise and keep the hush as you move and return later. Never desire to change appearances, desire only to witness Christ's will done on earth as in heaven. I can tell you what I have seen. A mother sat while the monitors in the ICU harassed her faith with their numbers. She would not petition. She would not declare. She would not bargain. Father, I can of mine own self do nothing. And she kept watch 2 hours, 3. At last the click, no words. She rose, kissed her child's forehead, went home, slept. By morning the fever had broken. The forms rearranged of themselves. Another night, another city. A labor dispute like iron. After an hour of silence, no plan, the phone rang without her dialing. The third party she had not considered proposed a bridge. Both sides could cross. Do you see the mark? Not triumph, not I did it, but forms moving as if moved from beneath. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. And sometimes nothing moves outwardly. Then what? Remain still and do not force. If the hour is not yet, it is not yet. Mine hour is not yet come. Do not throw words at a wall to make them holy. Do not light human torches to help the sun. Sit again tomorrow. Keep the fast from thought. Refuse to feed the case your heat. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Stand still even if you see nothing. In that fidelity, ripening occurs in places you cannot see, and when the stalk breaks ground, you will find yourself already present to behold it. Remember, never enter the case humanly. Never desire to see one side or the other win. Your longing is singular, that Christ activity, which knows neither adversary nor ally, may be witnessed where you stand. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. Let him pray by being silent, fast by refusing mental food. Wait for the click. After release, keep hands off the clock and eyes off the scoreboard. If the forms must change, they will. If they must tarry, they will. Your work is finished the moment you are free of the case. Then, whether mountains move or remain, you will know authority, not power over, but presence as all right here, where fire finds nothing to burn. Now, what becomes of you when the heat no longer finds tinder in you? You cease to be the combatant you had admired or despised, and you find yourself quietly uncovered as witness. Never believe in a selfhood apart from God. That is the error that keeps you inside. Me against you, us against them, my cause against your cause. Christ is the only identity in the room, including yours. I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. Hear that, and let it unseat the little sovereign that has been arguing cases in your name. You are not a clever mind choosing the righteous flank. You are a transparency through which one presence knows itself. All right? Then your first office is beholding, not contending. Your being says, "Here I am, Lord," and your action flows only when it moves. This is the place where loyalties are sifted. I do not speak of coldness. I speak of consecration. If you are not willing to leave mother, brother, sister, father, for my sake, you will return to sides the minute the family summons you to the old tribunal. Sometimes the separation is very spiritual. Sometimes the table where old hypnotisms preside must be left so that peace can take a chair at yours. Who is my mother and who are my brethren? Whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother. Do you see? We are not abandoning people, we are abandoning mesmerism. And if that abandonment requires a literal going out for a season or for good, let's have it. Better to stand in principle alone than to be praised in a circle governed by appearances. From here, authority becomes quietness. You do not need to win. You no longer believe there was a battle to win, only a fog to refuse. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. The will to persuade, to out-argue, to seal the room with your rightness fades like smoke. Neither fear, love, nor hate any appearance, and you will find that the only pressure left is grace. The battle is the Lord's. Then a strange confidence fills you. Not the brashness of victory, but the serenity of presence. Where you once pushed, you pause. Where you once flared, you witness. Where you once rehearsed answers, you wait to be given one or none. Do not mistake this for passivity. It is principled availability, ready when spirit moves, still when it does not. Be instant in season, out of season, not by speed, but by surrender. Take no thought beforehand. If a word is given in that hour, it will carry the ring of fitness and require no force. If no word is given, sandal your feet like Moses and know the ground is holy precisely as it is. You aren't the act of securing outcomes. You are the presence in which right action appears or waits. So let the old fighter retire with honor. Thank him for surviving the years of sides. Then release him to silence. Stand now as witness. Wherever you are, Christ's activity is the only identity at work, the only life to be seen, the only law to be trusted. Never enter the case humanly. Bear witness divinely. This is your new role, not side taker, but seer, transparent to one presence. Available without agenda, quiet enough to hear, and brave enough to be still. Be still and know that I am God. Now we put legs under the vision so it can walk in a noisy world. Not heroics rhythm, not bursts rule. Morning, before the day puts its hands on you, enter the closet and close the door. 5 minutes if that is what you have, but true minutes. Open-palmed. Admit, I can of mine own self do nothing. The Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works, and be still until the faint hush of presence is felt. Midday, stop again, even at your desk, eyes open if you must, shut the door inwardly, say nothing, seek nothing, consent to. 1, evening, release the day from trial. No autopsy, no side taking in retrospect. Let patience have her perfect work. These 3 are rails. They carry you through turns you do not see. Pray without ceasing does not mean words without ceasing. It means contact without break. In motion, keep the split-second sacrament. At the doorbell, the meeting link, the send button, pause, 1 breath, no thought, no argument, a bare laying down of mind. If peace clicks, proceed. If not, wait. Better a holy delay than a clever mistake. He that believeth shall not make haste. And to weave constancy through the hours, set a loving bell on the hour if you dare. When it sounds, whisper within, there is only one power. Then give a split second of silence for that to be true in you. No analysis, just that. You will be surprised how the climate shifts when the day is punctuated by fidelity. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth, keep the door of my lips. Now media hygiene, without hatred, without fear. Machines are not devils. Mesmerism is impersonal. So set loving limits. Decide in quiet when your windows open and when they close, and let your device serve your consecration. No feed before morning silence, no feed after evening release. A midday window bounded by peace, not by craving. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Keep it in spirit and in truth where you stand. The park bench becomes sanctuary. The commute becomes cloister. The couch becomes holy ground because you enter the closet there. If agitation spikes, step away in love. Come ye yourselves apart into a desert place and rest a while. That desert may be the porch for 5 minutes. Do not walk alone. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst. Meet weekly with 2 or 3 for shared silence, no opinions, no advice, no fixing. Begin with a single acknowledgement. There is only one power. Then 20 minutes of quiet. End with the Lord's Prayer if it is given, or a bowed head if it is not. If words must be shared, let them be only practice. What strengthened the contact, where reaction was refused, not stories, not sides, no debrief of people, ever. Never enter the case humanly, not even in fellowship. Let the meeting be a well, not a newsroom, and measure one thing, only one, at day's end. How quickly did I recognize and refuse reaction today? Not did I win, not did they change. Simply, how soon did I notice the hook and withdraw consent? In your patience possess ye your souls. If it was late today, bless the noticing, and you will notice sooner tomorrow. If it was early, give thanks and take no pride. Don't look at your demonstration day by day. Let maturity bring to light. Build these rhythms, and neutrality will become natural, reaction rare. Watch and pray, keep the hours of silence, set the watch on the lips and the feed, gather 2 or 3, and on the hour remember, there is only one power, then be still. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. So hear it plain as we close. The instant you pick a side in appearances, you forfeit power. You may gain heat, you may collect allies, you may feel the throb of being right, but authority has left the room. Power abides with the one who refuses to react and will not take a side in appearances. Do you see that? Sight restores what taking sides steals. Sight says, I will behold one presence where 2 seem to stand. Sight says, neither for nor against. Christ is the only identity here. We are on the middle path when we neither fear, love, nor hate any appearance. Be still and know that I am God. Not know that I am right, know that I am God. So let the summation be simple enough to carry in a pocket. Principle over personalities, silence over slogans, timing over tactics. Never enter the case humanly. Stand in principle until the workable way reveals itself. Stop using God. Be still until God's presence uses you. You don't need a louder voice. You need a quieter heart. The outrage machine is universal belief. Impersonal mesmerism, seen as nothing, it loses your consent and its seeming power. Take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour. All right, if a word is given, speak it. If not, let your quiet do the speaking. Now a blessing for your going out and your coming in at the family table. May your non-reaction turn heat into light, and may patience seat peace at the head. A soft answer turneth away wrath. In the meeting, when pressure pounds and tempers wear suits, may your neutrality invite the right way to reveal itself, the way that meets the need without penalty. The battle is the Lord's. On the web, where pixels clamor for your fire, may your refusal to feed the machine be a quiet ministry to the whole, leaven for the lump, calm for the current. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. May doors open where argument could not find a handle, and may you slip through them without noise. And the invitation is now, not later. Before you rise, take 1 split second of silence. Do not seek, do not promise, do not plan. Lay down sides and let sight come. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Let patience have her perfect work. Don't look at your demonstration day by day. Keep the hours. Keep the hush in motion. Keep your hands off the clock. Choose sight over sides, and harmony will have a way to appear not by might nor by human power, but by spirit. Peace be unto you. Go your way, watch and pray, refuse reaction, consent to one presence, and let God have its perfect work where you stand.